There are a lot of new and exciting baits hitting the pike fishing market this year, and these are my hottest picks for autumn 2025. Let's go!
Maar die werkt dus al. Oei, oei, oei. That's a heavy fish.
Jezus.
Look at this beast.
We got something really exciting for the jerkbait enthusiast out there. This is the low glider. It comes in two different sizes. This is the 17 centimeter, and then we have a 14 centimeter version. And these, well, the Dutchies already know it. Hybrid jerkbaits in colder conditions. It's such a fun but also a deadly effective game. I like to fish them against the edges of the grass, but you can also fish them over the grass with your tip up high. And for the ones who aren't familiar with hybrid jerkbaits, it is a mix of a glider, which goes from left to right, and then a diver, which goes down. And then you get that really nice side to side, but also with a wobble. And depending on how you fish it, you can get it deeper. And these you can run at like 2.5, maybe 3 meters. The cool thing about the low glider is we tested this thing extensively. It has a loud rattle inside. It is made from special material from Savage, which I'm not gonna disclose. There's no issues with how the lead has been divided inside the bait. Every single bait runs the same. This is one of my favorites. We have been beating this one up quite nicely. I'm not sure which size I like more, the 17 or the 14 centimeter one. 17 has way more profile and you can get deeper, but 14 runs so nice, and especially on shallow water conditions, this thing is, yeah, deadly. It's coming in shops really soon, and you can already see us using it in Chasing Legends, so stay tuned for that. A couple baits that I've been using this, well, spring, summer, and definitely gonna use autumn and winter. 34 centimeter slow rollers from Söder. Shitty Roach is an excellent color because it doesn't have the flakes inside, and that might sound a little silly, but these are way more durable. The ones with the flakes inside are a bit more fragile. I would say they last like 10-15 fish, so my advice is use a soldering tool and be quick about it. So any tears, repair them, and then they will last you a long time. They come in a couple of really exciting colors, and I like to fish them with a 20 or a 30 gram jig head, depending on the situation. In Sweden we use it for pelagic casting or casting on the rocks. In the Netherlands we cast against the grass and the edges towards the deeper water. And you can either fish it at a steady retrieve or do a stop and go and let it drop down like we normally do with bigger soft baits. The good thing about the slow roller, the handle keeps moving on the drop. And another thing is it folds really nicely. So even though it is a 34 centimeter bait, they completely inhale it. And it doesn't have much body weight, so the hookup ratio is actually kind of good. Here is one bait. Jesus, the wind is insane. Here is one bait when you want to fish above the grass. This is the Glide Roach. It looks a bit like the soft shine glide from the US with some minor adjustments. And this puppy runs super shallow, and it is a glide bait. So you can move it on top of the grass with a really nice from left to right motion. A couple key things to keep in mind is this cross section over here. These wings on the side that allows you to cast your bait without flapping it through the air like you had with the shine glider, which was a pain in the ass to cast. So it runs more stable through the air when you cast it, but it also glides really nicely from left to right. But you need to store it correctly in your box, because you can already tell that the tail over here is slightly bent, and that's because I stow it away in my tackle boxes. and then it bends. And when it bends too much to one side, you get a crooked swimming motion. So pay attention that you store them properly. This one is 23 centimeters, but it also will come in a 17 centimeter version. And this is a bait that it's a hybrid between a line-thru roach and a gliding jerkbait. And it's so much fun to fish because you can keep it in the strike zone, but still create a lot of movement in the water. And especially the hang time on these is deadly.
If you would like to support our work and future videos while also improving your pike fishing skills, whether you are a beginner,
Hey! Oh shit.
or an experienced angler, consider joining our community. You will gain access to in-depth tips and insights to elevate your pike fishing game, get access to exclusive content for all available techniques out there, discounts on brands like Rebel Cell, Lucky Lures, ASOX Inc. and more. Plus you can connect to other pike anglers through our not always politically correct WhatsApp group. For more details, click the join button down below or check the link in the description. Now let's get back to the video. Short terminal tackle update as well. BKK has launched 2 new trebles. One is the Hyperlatch, which has a different bend compared to the Spear-21. And in my experience, this one has better grip inside the mouth of a pike. I really noticed that unhooking them was slightly more difficult as well. Then we have the UVP, the pink addition to the whole color range of BKK. Current Dance has launched a new range of waterproof bags and backpacks. Söder has launched new colors of one of my favorite chatterbaits, the Wingman chatter. It comes in different weight classes and a variety of new colors. I like to rig them with a Scout Kicker, a 9cm soft bait as a trailer, and as we all know, these baits are highly effective for zander.
Savage Gear has launched the line-thru Whitefish. This comes in 36 centimeters. It comes in 27 centimeters, which is excellent for casting. But you can still cast this one with the SG8 650 and the SG6 600. This puppy weighs 475 grams. Well, this is way more doable with a little over 200 grams. Comes with 2 trebles straight out of the packaging, so you don't need to re-rig them yourself. Like with all the new Savage Gear models, we have excellent rigs now with a swivel that sits in the line-thru tube and a little tube to protect the tube in the body of the bait itself, so it doesn't rip the whole tube apart when the wire goes through. And also a nice addition on the line-thru Whitefish is this chin ring over here. And these baits run roughly, well, this one at like 2.7, 3 kilometers an hour. You can get it to 2.5 meters deep. This one runs slightly more shallow, but with the chin ring you can add some additional weight. And because the chin ring is at the pivot point of the bait, where it drags down into the water, swims in a way more natural way, instead of adding weight on your leader or clipped really close to the bait, or as some people do on the hooks themselves, which decrease your hookup ratio. Another cool thing about the line-thru Whitefish, it runs at 2 kilometers an hour. Maybe even slower, but I tested it up towards 2 kilometers an hour and still runs really nice through the water. So this is a good bait during the colder months of the year to combine with your burbuts and other baits.
Speaking of burbuts, the sucker crosstails and the suckers are now in stock in Europe, so you can finally use them during the colder months of the year. It took a while. Originally these were intended for musky. That's also with the sucker flanker. They are a musky range, but they will hit the European shops as well. And everybody knows the good old grandmas and the old savage, I think it was called the 3D herring, where the lid broke off all the time. But now we got some proper flankers back, so I am really curious to see how these will perform, because we switched from big crankbaits towards modern swim baits and we neglected the big crankbaits. We might be onto something. Lots of other new baits coming out later this autumn, which I can't disclose yet, but we will get into that in a later video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.